Hello, it's Kathy Garner, the Relationship Artist, and I'm here again, as promised, to share tip number 2, love your life. Ask yourself, how can I live with passion and be my fullest self? And if we're not living with passion, how does that affect the way that we date? Let's think of a scenario. You've just met someone. They seem really kind, really nice, really honest. You ask, wow, what are you into? What really lights you up? And they look at you blankly. I don't like my job much with the people I work with. My friends are okay, a bit dull, loyal. I'm really just waiting for someone to come and light up my life. Then I'll be able to go out and do all the stuff I've always wanted to do and live my dreams and be who I really want to be. So what are you thinking on that date as you're listening to them? Most of us aren't really looking for someone who kind of hates their life and wants us to come and brighten it up for them. But if we look at them in the mirror, do we ever see someone a little bit like that looking back at us? Do we see someone who's allowed themselves to become a little weary, maybe a little lackluster? And if we're honest, we would love someone to come into our lives and brighten them up for us. But if we're looking for someone who has something to offer, we're not going to attract that person unless we also have a life that we love. We're not going to date wisely if we're dating to fill a void in our world, someone who can reignite our passion for life. If we have those things already in our lives, then we can meet someone who's on a level with us, someone who loves us for who we are, not for what we bring into their world, but for whom it's a bonus. So here's my first question. Is the life I'm living true to myself? How close is my life to the life I really, really want to be living? And if I focus each day on what's good about that day, how many of those days are contributing to a life I love? Happy people know what makes them happy. They prioritise those things. They don't wait till they're happily married to start doing them. So here's my second question. What would it mean to you to be living a happy, purposeful life just as you are? What would you have to make room for in your days? What are your deepest desires? What would you have to put first in order to love every day of your life? If you're not loving it, what can you do to change that? Do you need to change your circumstances? Or maybe it's just your mindset. Do you need new friends? A job that's more fulfilling? Do you need to set out and earn less, live more like I did for a decade? That's another story. Anyway, ask yourself, did I love my life today? What made it good? What made it not so good? What would I do differently to create a life tomorrow that I really love? And the last question is, what are you grateful for in your life today? Now that gratitude habit is so powerful. Come up with 3 things, preferably 10 things that you've seen or done, things that you're grateful for, music you've heard, food you've enjoyed, places you've been, people you've seen. Go for it. Love your life. And if you don't love your life, spend some time planning today what you're going to do to change it, to create a life you absolutely love. I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow and sharing with you tip number 3, knowing who you want to share that life with. I've saved the best for last. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.